Steven Seagal, famoso arte marcialista y estrella de acción de Hollywood, protagonista de películas como Nico, Marcado para la muerte, Alerta máxima, Difícil de matar y Por encima de la ley, es probablemente una de las personas más malvadas y pervertidas de Hollywood, acusado por una gran lista de actrices, entre ellas la actriz Portia de Rossi, quien ahora es esposa de la presentadora Ellen DeGeneres, narra su experiencia.
Me dijo lo importante que era tener química fuera de la pantalla mientras me sentaba, y se desabrochaba los pantalones de cuero.
Según la actriz, todo esto pasó en una audición final con Seagal. La actriz de Rossi salió corriendo esa noche. Otras actrices se suman como Jenny McCarthy, Fabiola Dadis, Rachel Grant, quien fue una chica Bond, Juliana Margulis, actriz de la serie La esposa ejemplar, The Good Wife. Y por supuesto, la acusación más fuerte es de la actriz Regina Simmons, quien dice que Seagal abusó de ella cuando era menor de edad. Y tenemos otros dos chismes más. ¿Sabías que en 1991 Gene Level, experto en artes marciales, lucha y legendario doble de acción de Hollywood, asfixió tan fuerte a Steven Seagal que lo hizo hacerse del baño en sus pantalones? Todo esto sucedió cuando Steven Seagal anunciaba y presumía en el set que debido a su alto entrenamiento en artes marciales se había vuelto inmune a cualquier estrangulamiento. El veterano de 58 años, Level, aceptó el reto y bueno, pasó lo que pasó. Finalmente, ¿te habías dado cuenta alguna vez que Steven Seagal tiene brazos de espagueti? A continuación veremos algunas escenas de Seagal, brazos de atole, corriendo, además de sus mejores entrevistas donde podemos ver por qué Steven Seagal es una persona bastante mala onda. Gracias a Dios que nos da la oportunidad de hacer un video más. ¿Están listos para los videos más graciosos del mundo? ¡Vamos a la acción!
What about Steven Seagal?
¿Qué invitado es Steven Seagal?
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
Ok.
Do you know Van Damme?
No.
You heard of him. What do you think of his work? As a martial artist first. He was like a champion somewhere, and right? I mean,
I think that's a matter of opinion, that he was a champion anywhere. I wish the guy all the best, but there are an awful lot of people who say that that's not true.
Tu te serais engueulé très très fort avec Steven Seagal dans sa villa à Miami.
Non, pas engueulé, il y a une petite poussette alors pour pas... Parce qu'il y avait une belle maison, c'était l'autre, il y avait des meubles et tout, bien. Et puis j'étais un peu fâché, j'ai dit à Steven, je t'attends dehors. Ah oui, parking, voilà. Et vous êtes... Non, ça a pris 2 heures, il est pas venu. Bon, je t'attends. Oui, enfin, j'ai pas... Non, c'est pas ça, il était un peu grossier, il a fait une remarque.
Déplace.
Legitimate Hollywood tough guy, in your opinion, you accept it, of course. I mean, Stephen, for real, if he was on the street and there was a situation, you wanted this Hollywood guy by your side because he could defend himself. It's that hard to think of a legit one?
Can you think of one?
Michael Jai White.
Can I laugh in your face?
Really?
Yes.
Thoughts on Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Can I laugh in your face?
Chuck Norris?
I mean, Chuck is in his mid-70s, probably 76 years old. Yeah.
No, I don't. I've heard that he's not, you know.
Dolph Lundgren, Kyokushin karateka, used to be competitive.
He's a very nice guy, but I think he's a tough guy and a great martial artist.
Big guy with a kind of Middle European accent. I ran into a bookstore once and I went over to say hello to him and he said, "Get the hell away from me, I can kill you."
Was Steven Seagal?
Huh?
Was it Steven Seagal told you that?
What? No, it wasn't Seagal. Wait a minute. You know, he looks like he might. I have never met him, but he looks like he could be annoyed on some days. And you ever crunch your inkjet or anything? No.
They wouldn't dare.
Menacing, really rotten kind of guy image that he projects is
Carries over.
largely acting, is it, or not? No.
Carries over in his whole life.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately. He carries a gun with him.
He carries what?
He has a gun on him.
Where does he carry it?
Huh? On his hip, on his leg.
No kidding.
Yeah.
45 minutes he's making him wait, sitting there by himself. Finally, Steven Seagal emerges from one of the other anterooms and he comes out and he said, "I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life." Really? Who wrote it? I did. Steven Seagal had just met with the Dalai Lama. And apparently, if you give enough money to the Dalai Lama's charities, eventually you get something out of it. And so the Dalai Lama made him a deity, a god.
To really appeal to his ego.
So anyway, he comes to the set after he meets with the Dalai Lama. Now he's a god. Now he's Steven Seagal, the god, the deity from the Dalai Lama. And he comes to the set. I just met with the Dalai Lama, and he, in his wisdom, decided to make me deity. You know, I feel a difference. I feel like I'm enlightened in the sense that I can do something now. And everything just seems to come into place for me spiritually in my career. And I feel like it's certain things now that never made sense to me, make sense to me on a universal level. And his assistant comes up to him and says, "Hey, Steven, your ex-wife called. She can't bring the kids over this weekend. You tell that fucking cunt. If she doesn't get those kids over here, I'll break her fucking neck."
Steven Seagal, first of all, he's a punk. And the last time I saw him in 1998, I stood on his jammed my forehead in his face and bent him over like a banana. I said, "No, right here, right now, in front of 200 people, including Chuck Norris, Howard Jackson, and 198 other people. My wife." I stood on his foot and jammed my forehead in his face. I was just going to headbutt him out of his shoes, double leg, take him down, kick his face in. I could already see the blood on the floor. He cried like a little banana. "I don't want to fight you, boo-hoo-hoo." And then he ran away. Most martial artists, their biggest weakness is their ego.
Right.
Steven Seagal is a perfect example. There's a saying that at the feast of egos, everyone goes home hungry. So when somebody like clown, fat boy Seagal comes along and starts disrespecting people like Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, that's what I called him in his school and offered him to dance, and he didn't want to dance. He's an egotist. He's a flake. Can't fight a lick. His whole system is he's 6'4", with ponytail, and if he breaks 17 arms, he couldn't break my grandmother's arm. He's a flake. He's living in Russia. Can't come back to America. Too many sex charges. He's not a nice person. I feel sorry for him, because the guy was gifted 6'4". You know, when I was dancing with him, he was 300 pounds. Now I hear he's 450. He never gave anybody any respect. Nobody was as good as him. When it came time to dance, he didn't want to dance. He's a punk.